So today I'm looking at some more stuff with the Fender Mustang Micro Plus. Specifically, I'm looking at the app and also USB connection. Now, I did a video a little while ago, which you can watch up here, which is just sort of a first impressions unboxing video I've done with it. We just went through a bunch of presets. I'm not really going to go through presets today. We're just going to look at what the app can do, and also should mention all the audio you hear from the guitar. So not the microphone, not my talking, that's a separate interface, but all the guitar sounds you're hearing, you hear via the USB output here. So that goes via USB straight into my computer and then straight into Logic, and it's being recorded that way. So you can use it as an interface too, and there are some issues with it, but we'll get into all that. So first of all, let's just look at the app, right? You start off the app and then you get to this. Got to make sure here you put this on Bluetooth so it pairs with your iPad or phone. It pairs now. You click connect. It connects to it. We're currently on an empty preset, but basically the layout is always like that. You have stomps, you have mod, you have an amp section, you have delay, and you have reverb. Now, within that, so for example, if we click on the amps, this brings up the amp bigger. So this is the studio preamp at the moment. But if you go replace down the bottom right here, this shows you all the different amp types you've got. So you've got a 57 champ, you've got a 57 Deluxe, a 57 Twin, a 59 Bassman, a 65 Princeton, 65 Deluxe, 65 Twin, a bass breaker 15, and a low gain structure, mid gain structure, and high gain structure, which are killer amps. And actually, I'm going to do a shootout between the sounds in here and my actual bass breaker 15 that I've got here, which I really like, shortly. Then we've got the Excelsior, we've got the Supersonic, and then we're going moving away from the Fender style amps to Vox style, which, what do they call it? The British 60s, British 70s is a Marshall style, British 80s Marshall style, American 90s is a Mesa Boogie style, British Color, which is an orange style. Then we've got a High Watt style, Friedman style, EVH 5150 kind of thing. Thrift is a Silvertone style amp, Überschall, high gain German kind of thing, and then a studio preamp, tube preamp, and an acoustic simulator. Now, one of the things that you can possibly already hear when I put this up is this noise. Now, that noise has something to do with it being used as an audio interface. If you use it with just a headphone output, I never heard that kind of noise that's just from the audio interface. Now, that is something that may be just specific to my setup here, the way I have it connected to the computer. It may not happen with you when you try to record via USB, but the thing you always got to keep in mind with this kind of stuff is, it's in Australia, it's about $250, I think. In the US, I think this is at time of recording this, which is sort of early, well, you can see it's the 11th of September. In the US, I think it's about 149 US, and it's about 129 to 149 euro in pounds. So you got to think of it that way. It's sort of the price of a kind of boutique pedal, lower end boutique pedal with a million effects in it, and not a million, but a lot of effects and amp sims, and it sounds really quite good. So you've got to put it in context. If you want a good audio interface, I mean, my audio interface is 4 times or more expensive than this is, and it's just an audio interface. So if you want to record, this will give you basic recording options. There may be a little bit of noise. You may be able to get rid of that noise using gates in your DAW, but in the end, it is a more budget-orientated interface. So keep that in mind, right? So that's where you hear that noise. If you go to cleaner amps, you don't really hear that noise. So this is basically where you pick an amp. So let's, for example, pick the BB15 low gain. We click confirm. So now it's there. You've got all the amp controls. You also have a thing called amp settings. You have a bright switch that you can turn on and off, and you also have a gate. Now the gate will help a little bit with that noise. With really high gain stuff, it doesn't. But so I'm going to make a cleaner and a more high gainy kind of sound today. And yeah, there may be some noise. So now this is the amp, we've got the amp. Now let's keep looking at the rest of the app. So if we click back now, it goes back to this view. So if you want a stomp box, you click on stomp. Stomp boxes, basically you get things like overdrives, it's very Fender based, but I mean, it's a Fender product. You've got a Fender overdrive, you've got a Tube Screamer style thing, you've got a Klon style thing, you've got a Rat, you've got, again, you can hear the noise here, you've got a Fender style fuzz, you've got a Big Muff style fuzz, you've got an Octobot, which is kind of like a OC2 kind of thing, like a harmonizer, octaver. You've got a compressor, you've got another compressor, different type of compressor, you've got an EQ, and you've got an envelope filter. So these are your stomp boxes you can choose. So I don't know, let's just pick the Mystic Drive, just because why not? And you can, down here again, you replace or remove, you turn it on and off with that. It kind of dims on the screen when you turn it off. That's that, right? Then you have modulation. Modulation, you have chorus, flanger, phaser, sort of a vibrato kind of thing called vibratone. You've got a tremolo, and you've got a harmonic tremolo, which is great. So I'm going to pick the harmonic tremolo because I like harmonic tremolo. Let's go back to here. Let's say you don't want it in front of the amp. Let's say you want it after the amp. All you do is you take this, you drag, and you put it wherever you want to put it. So you can change the order of things. Then delays. You have a mono delay, a tape delay, a 2290, and a reverse delay. I'm going to use a tape delay just because I like it. I'm going to turn the spread up because it gives you a lovely stereo image, and you'll hear all that shortly. And then you've got reverbs. We've got a large hall reverb, a small room reverb, the 65 spring reverb, and a large modulated hall reverb. I'm going to pick the 65 spring reverb for this. I'm going to turn it off for now as well. Actually, let's turn that off for now as well. That's just a, let's say, quick pedal board I put together now. I just picked it. The other thing you can do is you can go to list view. List view shows you all the presets. So there are 70 presets on there. These are all the sort of their predetermined presets. Once you get to 70, Fried Man is one that I've already made, to try it out. You've got 30, so it goes to 100. Actually, I guess 29 then, because it goes to 100. Empty slots. Where you can save your presets. You also have this little gear thing up here that you can click on. Here you can access the tuner. So if you click on the tuner still appears on the little screen here, but you can access it via that. You also have a USB gain level. So this is basically the volume that it sends out of this that goes into your DAW. It was set at -1 dB. It seems to work okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Then you can connect it to that device, different devices. You can sign into if you have a Fender membership, you can sign into that. You have a global EQ, which is the same global EQ you can access from the EQ switch on here. So I think it actually, as you do that, you've got EQ1 flat. It actually changes here too. See, so as you do that, as you click the buttons, it changes. So this is just your global EQ, which you can change here. Sorry, I've got really bad allergies going at the moment. You can back up all your stuff you saved. You've got a help function and an about function as well. If you go back, now you can save what you've got, and you can also upload it. So with this, you can create an account, and you can upload stuff to a sort of a cloud kind of thing. Now, if you go to list view, there's the cloud here. I'm not signed in, but you can. There's your factory presets, which are all these. You also have popular presets. This is all stuff that gets uploaded to the cloud, and you can find different stuff, and you can upload your own stuff onto there as well, but we won't worry about that for today. We're just going back to empty, and we're going to preset view. So now let's just check it out. So that's the overview of this. Oh, also, you actually down here, you've got this modify control. Now the modify control is on here on the side as well. So one of these buttons here says modify, and you can actually decide by clicking this what you can't, for some reason, drives and amp you can't choose. But so for example, you can select the tremolo, and then you can say you want to control the rate, the level, or the shape, or the mode, and then you can control it on here. You don't have to have the iPad connected or phone connected. You control it via the modify switch on here, and you can select what you want it to be. So let's say, for example, I don't know, I want the, let's not do that. Let's go the tape delay, and I want the, I don't know, the level. Yeah, let's just leave the level for the tape delay. So now that is assigned to this. So with that, I can, on the actual unit, I can change it. Okay. And cancel, yeah. And then you gotta once you do that, you select something and then you got to confirm it. So let's confirm it. Why not? So that's what it does, and it tells you down here what it does. So let's now have a listen to it and see what it sounds like. So to begin with anyway, I'm going to be using this Pure Salem Guitars Cardinal, which is rather lovely, and there's a full video for it up here that you can watch. Now that goes via my Peterson Strobostomp HC tuner, which is always on my desk, into this male-female converter thingy-dingy, into that. Now, the actual plug is sort of hardwired into here, so we'll have to plug it into there, which just makes it a little less visual for videos. So I've got this male-female control thing. You can do that as well at home if you want. And then from there, like I said, the headphone output is not connected. It goes, all the sounds you hear go via the USB output here, straight into Logic. So everything you hear is USB audio, basically, right? Now, this is just a preset sound, so this is what it sounds like. So it's on the clean, it's meant to be the clean amp, but the gain is all the way up, so we've got to turn the gain down a bit. We also have amp settings, bright switch, we can turn it on and off. I think we want it on. That's a nice clean sound. Let's just go with that. Let's add a little bit of that reverb, 65 spring. That sounds good. Let's add some of that delay. I love that delay. It's a beautiful stereo effect, so make sure you've got good headphones or good speakers. I like that delay. Let's give it a bit more decay time. Maybe make it a little bit brighter, the reverb. And you can just hear that humming. I love that harmonic tremolo. And then let's add a little bit of drive to the front. And now, so the level control is my modify control. So let's turn that off. So I can now I'm just trying to show. So you probably can't read what it says, but it goes up to 100, I think. So you can change the level. You can change it on here, so you probably can see it on here if it does the. Yes, it moves. So I'm controlling it from this. So that's that modify control. That's just from that modify button on the side here. But I mean. That's a lovely sound. Now, I'm happy with this. I want to save it. I press save. I select number 72. That's the one I want it to be in. It says empty here. Let's call it, I don't know, harmonic. I think you can only have 8 characters per line, so there's 2 lines. Harmonic fun. Return. Press save. And that's 72 harmonic fun. That's what it's called. And you could technically, if you push that button, upload it to the cloud to get to share it with your friends. Now, I'll quickly show you as well. This is another preset I've already made called Friedman, which is sort of a here you can really hear the hum. Now you can go into the Friedman amp, for example, and you have a thing called amp settings. There are a whole bunch of different switches that are on the actual amp that you can turn on and off for different sounds. And there's the gate as well. Now if I turn the gate off, it's even louder. So it is something just to be aware of when you are recording with this. Again, I don't know if it is every unit and every computer situation where you're recording that it does that, but on mine it does. So this is Friedman that I've recorded, that I saved yesterday. So this has got a small room reverb. Got a tape delay again. It's a bit louder too. Yeah, and there's that noise. So it is a little bit noisy, but that's a preset I made yesterday. I'm gonna see if I can sign in and I'll upload all that stuff to the cloud so you can get a copy of that as well. But now I want to do another preset with a lower tuned guitar and something more high gain. So back with that. So I'm back now with this guitar, which is my Squier J. Mascis Jazzmaster in C standard tuning with the rather awesome Tuffset bridge. And there's a video you can watch on a Tuffset bridge up here, which is sort of a new take on a pivoting or rocking offset bridge, which I think is really, really, really good. And that also goes into, well, that doesn't go into, but it has next to it, one of my new favorite low tuning pickups. It's the Madlove pickups, Travis Bean style pickup in a Jazzmaster, and there's a video for it up here. It's really super articulate for low tunings. So this is the same Friedman sound, but now in C standard tuning. So let's make a new sound, right? Let's go back to list view. Let's go to another empty patch. Back to preset view. So we're back to this. Let's go, I don't know. Let's replace it. What do we want? I want something a bit, what about like a high watts? Oh, there's 2 pages here too, so sometimes that's a second page. Master volume. Let's turn the master volume down a little bit. That is quite loud. I quite like that sound, for example. Now with this, I don't know, let's say delay type. What about a reverse delay? What does chase do? So it changes the stereo image as I'm moving it around. Okay, well let's have it sort of to the left. Why not? And then I reckon I want for this, I want a modulated, large modulated reverb. And I reckon I want big muff stop fuzz for that. I don't think the gate makes a huge difference, but I mean, that's a great sound. Muck around with the audio as well, put the and yeah, I reckon the rate of the of the flame. So that's our link to the modify control on here. All right. And then with the noise on, let's save. So to 73, and let's call it, I don't know, Fuzztown. We're going to Fuzztown. And save. Fuzztown. And then let's turn it off to make it quieter. So I'm going to try these 3 previews that I've created. Fried Man, Harmonic Fun, and Fuzztown. I'm going to try and upload to the cloud. Hopefully they'll be out by the time this video is out. Yeah, well, big thank you to Fender for sending me this to me. I should mention this. I should have mentioned this right from the start, actually. Fender sent me this, so they're not paying me to make these videos, but I get to keep this in exchange for creating some content for them, just so you know. So, yeah, if there's anything else you want to see me do with the Fender Mustang Micro Plus, let me know in the comments below. There'll definitely be a shootout between Bluesbreaker on here and that. Alex also has a deluxe reverb and a twin reverb, so maybe we'll do a shootout with that as well. Let us know in the comments below if you want to see that. Other than that, yeah, if you made it this far into the video, please make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and see you in the next one. Bye.